Well, hello to everyone. Happy Friday. I seem to be streaming live, which is what I wanted to do here on my personal page. Yes, as it says, I am streaming live. And just want to lower this down. So I'm choosing to have this conversation here on Facebook rather than streaming on my StreamYard, where I would be on multiple platforms. But for whatever the reasons why I chose to do this here. And I'm going to do my best to speak about 3 different topics, or break this up in 3 different parts, and share with you about the following topics. So we're going to theoretically call this part 1. And the topic for part 1 is strength training versus interval training and cardio. Let's say that title again: strength training versus interval training and cardio. You might be asking yourself, well, why would I be comparing strength training, interval training, and cardio? And that's a really good question. And reason why I want to compare that is because there is a lot, I'm going to use the word controversy or myths or information out there that is misleading for many. Now, this may also blend into the part 2 conversation, which is about releasing versus losing weight. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to really keep it focused on the strength training versus interval training and cardio, and not focus too much on the release versus losing weight. I'm going to leave that for a different day. So if you are a woman over 40, and for the men out there over 40 who wish to sit and listen to this conversation, this is done for you. Very quick bio about who I am, in case you are flowing through Facebook and you happen to have popped in on this live video. I am Reverend Joanne Angelbarry Colon, certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, and the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck. I'm also the founder of Holistic Fitness, located in Queens. As I mentioned, I do work with women, men by referral, over 40. I help women release weight emotionally, physically, mentally, and psychologically. And by working with me, I help them gain the confidence to be seen and heard, and also to walk away from their job and to fully step into their soul's calling. I do blend the physical and mystical world together, and I use mystical medicine tools such as my cards, astrology, Reiki, essential oils, crystals, you name it, I use it to help each and every one of you accomplish the goals you're looking to accomplish. Now, I often ask this question to many women, and that question is, what does your workout prescription look like? And 90% of the time, and if you are watching this, and you're watching obviously on Facebook with me, I would love for you to put in the comments whether or not you do have a workout prescription and what that workout prescription looks like for you. Because here it is today, I'm going to provide some clarity to why it's so important to incorporate a strength training program, a strength training prescription into your regimen, in addition to whatever else your workout regimen looks like. And I'm not here to suggest that you stop doing whatever it is that you are doing, but I am definitely here to encourage you to start thinking about, if you're not already doing it, implementing strength training into your prescription plan. And I'm going to explain why. The difference between strength training, interval training, and cardio. If you're a woman who is looking, interested, your goal, your why is to release weight as opposed to lose weight, the activity that's going to help you get there is strength training. I'm going to give you the definition of strength training from my point of view. Strength training is when you lift a weight. Now that weight can be anything as a traditional dumbbell, or whether you want to hold water bottles in your hand, or you want to hold cans in your hands, or you want to grab a book, whatever it is that's going to provide additional resistance to what it is you are doing. And you can very well start off with body weight, which is your own body weight, just to get more familiarized and used to moving your body in a structured manner. So once you've determined whether you want to use whatever your object is that you're going to be holding in your hand besides your own body weight, such as if I choose to want to hold my cup in my hand and use my cup as my resistance, that's what I choose to use. Ideally, strength training is where you are actually going to stress, and I'm going to use that word, stress the muscle to work at a capacity of overload, where that muscle becomes fatigued, where you can do so many repetitions or so little repetitions of that particular weight. So just for argument's sake, just for now, let's just focus on the fact that we are going to use a weight, and that weight may be 20 pounds. And let's say we're going to do squats. Squats is a functional exercise. And what I mean by functional, meaning that if you think about in your daily life, how often you are actually mirroring the movement of a squat, such as when you sit into a chair, when you sit to use the toilet, when you, whatever it is in sitting motion is your squat activity. So sitting and standing out of a chair, out of your car, down to the toilet, whatever it is, that's a functional movement engaging in the large muscle groups. And you now hold a weight in your hands, and you're going to evaluate how many repetitions, that's how many times you could do that one movement up and down, to determine what the capacity, what the ideal weight would be in regards to your maximum amount of weight that you can lift. If you can work with that 20 pounds and you can get 12 to 15 repetitions with good form, that 20 pounds is not giving you enough resistance for your muscle to actually respond, where you actually start to break down the muscle fibers and then work towards building up muscle tissue, where you decrease fat tissue. So therefore, you would want to go to a next weight, the weight up. That might look like 25 or 30 pounds. And you do the same thing. You perform that exercise, whatever repetitions. If you did 12 to 15 on the first one, with increasing the weight by 5 or 10 pounds, you might be able to get 8 to 10 repetitions. You might actually be able to get the same amount of repetitions you did on the first set. The idea, the goal here is that you want to find a weight resistance that you can work with, that your repetitions are going to range anywhere from 8 to 6 repetitions, even less. You can even go 4 repetitions, which is now going to stress the muscle. It's going to cause the muscle to go into a state of fatigue, where the muscle can only do but so much, where you literally move to failure, and that you can no longer get yourself back up, that you have to dump the weight to come back up. And by doing this, multiple sets, anywhere from 2 to 3 sets, that's usually my formula. Other trainers may work with 4 sets, 5 sets. I truly believe that doing 2 to 3 sets is sufficient in regards to getting the results you're looking to get regarding what you are doing. Now, the most important factor here when we talk about strength training and whatever the exercises that you are doing is that you focus on your rest periods after each set. Now, a set just means, again, how many repetitions you're going to do in that one period of time where you're going to move your body, and then you're going to stop and rest. Your rest period can be as little as 45 seconds to as much as 2 minutes, depending on the state of the workout that you did. So if you're working a large muscle, such as squats, deadlifts, bench press, rowing, those exercises may require you to have a longer rest period to catch your breaths and allow yourself to recover before you go into the second set. Now, if in fact you've done the squat exercise and after 30 seconds you jump right back in, you might have not have given your muscles enough time to recover, and therefore that exercise that now becomes what we call an anaerobic aerobic exercise, because now your heart rate is still fairly up, as opposed to allowing yourself to recover. And there is really the difference between strength training and then interval training with cardio. Interval training means that you are going to move, whether it's one exercise, multiple sets, or you're doing multiple exercises without rest or minimal rest. When there is minimal rest between the exercise of what you are doing, you are then keeping your body in that oxygen uptake, which then means your body is burning calories, which then means there's no time for your body to recover. Therefore, your muscles are not being worked at its fullest capacity of exhaustion. And you want the exhaustion, you want the fatigue when you're working out. And that's going to determine and define your end results regarding whether you are going to see muscle increase and body fat decrease. The two never come together. You don't change one to the other. One increases, one decreases. And if you are looking, if your big goal is that you want to release a weight, that's my terminology, releasing weight, as opposed to losing weight, not necessarily focusing on what the number is on the scale, but really more curious and focused on how your body reshapes, how your body will get, the word we'll use is firmer or less mushy. That has to do with the type of training you are doing. So as I mentioned earlier, this is not about saying to you, I don't suggest that you do your interval training. I don't suggest that you do cardio. If you want to do your interval training once a week, or I would suggest throwing in maybe one set that you do an interval set, and then everything else is strength training. Just right here, if you do enjoy your interval training, and interval training could look like CrossFit, Orange Theory, tri-setting, supersetting, anything where you are going to maximize, where you're doing 2 exercises back to back with no rest, is qualified as an interval workout, where you're keeping your heart rate elevated and not allowing the heart rate to fully recover before entering the second set. If your ideal goal is to put on muscle mass, now again, I know for you women out there, that might be a scary word, because you might be thinking that myth of like, if I put on muscle mass, I'm going to get really bulky and I'm not going to look feminine. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is such a myth, especially if you are lifting, if you are strength training once or twice a week. Believe me when I say you are not going to get big and bulky. What may end up happening is, if you do find yourself, as we call it, bulking out, where there's less definition, you may have to check in on the dietary habits. And even that might be a little in question as well. It may very well just be about how you're training. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about the dietary habits and not making this so much about the fueling and feeding, but even with the dietary habits, if you are restricting the amount of calories you're consuming, that itself could cause the effect of your body being more bulky, because you may not actually be consuming enough of the calories that your body requires for you to actually maintain higher muscle density and lower body fat density. So that too plays a role in this component, in the whole prescription plan. So coming back to strength training and the importance of strength training is knowing whatever the exercise is. So you may have, I'll set up a plan here. We'll have 3 days where you're working out. You're doing split routines. So your Monday routine may look like back and triceps and maybe shoulder, biceps. So back, triceps, and biceps. Your Wednesday workout might be just lower body, legs, quads, hamstrings, inner thighs, outer thighs, and calves, and of course the booty. Your third day would be chest and shoulders. So let's just use the chest and shoulder workout. So let's say your workout looks like you're doing incline dumbbell press, dumbbell flies. So your incline dumbbell press, you might start out with, I'll give you my routine. I start out with 35 pounds. And my goal is to get anywhere between 6 to 8 repetitions out of that first set. So whatever I do get, the second set, after I've given myself a full minute to a minute and a half of rest, allowing my muscles to recover, I then go and get my next set of weight, which might be 35 pounds. And then my repetitions at that point are going to be 1 or 2 reps less than what I did on the first set. So 35 pounds, and now that might look like 8 to 6 reps, because my first set might have been 10 to 8. So my second set might be 8 to 6 reps. And then when I do my third set after resting a minute and a half, and I keep my rest periods always the same, I time them. I don't take it for granted that I know how long I'm resting. I set the timer, and I know I rest for a minute and a half while I fully recover. And then I'm ready to pick up the third set of weight, which then would look like 40 pounds. And that repetitions drop again. And that might look like anywhere between 4 to 2 repetitions. 4 to 2 repetitions. Yes, that's what I said. I'm almost literally on my third set, working my 1 rep max. You might be asking, what's a 1 rep max? A 1 rep max means that you're going to work with a weight that you literally can only do 1 rep. That literally you're going to try to push it up, and you get 1 rep that you know you can definitely not get more than 1 rep out of that. That is your 1 rep max. And that is a really great guide to help you to find the right weight for you. So you can actually work on increasing muscle mass and decreasing body fat. And then after you've done your day 1 routine, you are now going to allow those muscles. So we work the chest, we work the shoulders. We're going to allow chest and shoulders to rest the entire week because we fatigue those muscles. And then we'll go the next time we work out, we work the other body parts. And you can do splits. If you want to work out 5 days a week, you can split it up even more. If you want to work out less, then you might do 2 total bodies within a week, or a split, upper body 1 day, lower body another, and then do that 2 more times. Now understand the difference between when you're splitting your routines and when you're doing a total body workout. When you're working a total body workout, most often than none, you are going to work primary muscle groups. So therefore, if a total body workout, this is what it would look like. You would work squats, you might do deadlifts, lying leg curls, pull downs, incline press, overhead press, bicep curl, row press down. And then you would find maybe 2 core exercises to do. So you're literally just hitting 1 exercise for each body part. And then when you go back into another day of your total body workout, which you'll skip a day, possibly 2, you would then work with other exercises that's going to concentrate on those same body parts. So on your day 2, you might do lunges or Y squats. You may do standing leg curl versus lying leg curl. You may do side and front raises versus shoulder press. You may do pulley row versus pull down. You may do preacher curl versus barber curl. You may do overhead extension versus row press down. So this way here, you get to hit the muscles in different angles on different days without constantly fatiguing the muscle itself during its rest period. And this is one of the ways you're going to get the results you're looking to get. And as I mentioned earlier, if you are so inclined to want to get your interval training program in, you love your CrossFit, you love your Orange Theory, you love your Zumba class, because from my opinion and from many others, when you are doing some sort of interval workout, your heart rate stays high. It becomes an aerobic activity versus a strength training activity. So you're actually doing cardio. And there's a place for cardio. You could throw cardio in for 5 or 10 minutes before or after your workout. You could throw that interval training in, your Orange Theory training in, your CrossFit, your TRX. The idea is to introduce your body to strength training so you can start leaning down, getting firmer, and increase muscle tissue and decrease body fat. So if this is you, if you've been curious and you're wondering why it is you're not seeing the results you're looking to see, based on, let's say you're sitting there watching all those amazing TikTok videos, because I watch them too, and you're idolizing these women that are ripped, they got 6-packs, their lats, their back muscles are chiseled to all chiseled, and you're trying that routine and you're not seeing the results that you're seeing from that TikTok video, I invite you to take advantage of connecting with me and scheduling a 15-minute complimentary self-growth discovery session. So you and I together can discover the prescription plan that you're currently on, and then how to incorporate strength training into that prescription plan so you can actually begin to see the results that you are looking to see. Understand, women over 40, it's so important to maintain bone density and to increase muscle mass so you can keep your metabolic system running high, and that you literally will continue throughout the day to utilize calories, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, sugar, and salt throughout the day, which is where the fueling and feeding comes into play. But like I said, that is part 2 of this video, which I will speak about at a different time. There are definitely a prescription plan to go with this. What dosage should you be doing of what activity? What dosage of protein? What dosage of carbohydrate? What dosage of fat? What dosage of sugar? What dosage of salt you should be consuming in order to reach the results that you're looking to accomplish? How much water you should be consuming as well. And then this all falls into alignment with releasing weight versus losing weight. And once you get your personal prescription plan under control, that you know exactly what it is you're doing, that's when you're going to begin to see the results you're looking to see. Now, not sure if you know this about me or not, so I'm going to be sharing something with you. Some of you may very well know this. I have been a natural competitive bodybuilder from the age of 22-ish to about, give and take, 44. Taking off and going back to it off and on. So I know a thing or two about leaning down and getting to a lower body fat and maintaining a healthy lean muscle mass and having that's chisel look to you. Because I've done that for myself, I know I can definitely help you better understand how to get your body to what it is your body is capable of doing. Not in reference to comparing yourself to somebody that's on TikTok, but your body, what your body is capable of doing, what you are willing to do, what your commitment level is in regards to getting into the shape of your life, getting healthy, increasing more muscle tissue, decreasing body fat, and allowing yourself to be consistent and motivated and disciplined in lifting weights. And I know, again, as I mentioned earlier, for some women, weight training is boring. I hear this all the time. Weight training is boring. And it is. It is boring. It is so boring. But yet I've been weight training since I'm 12 years old. Strength training, for that matter. It's just a natural thing for me, just strength training. I get into the gym, and it is just my place where I become this, I'm going to use the word powerhouse, and in my element of just knowing that I'm ready to allow myself to be in that space to transform my body system. So again, for those who are watching with me right now, I would love to know, please leave in the comments what your workout prescription looks like. What your workout prescription looks like. And I use the word workout because that just seems to be what we call it. It's our workout. Whether we want to call it our weight training plan, our strength training plan, it is. Now, another thing that you may not know about me, let's go back to when I was 16, because that's how long I've been in this industry. I was a group fitness instructor. I did step classes, low impact classes, Zumba classes, you name it, I did them. 2-3 hours a day. Now, with all the knowledge and wisdom that I do have in regards to be able to maintain lean muscle tissue, I maintain a specific dosage of how much cardiovascular fitness that I do, how much interval training, how much cardio, whether that's going to look like getting on a bike or pulling out my step bench or just putting on music and dancing. And that for me might look like 10 minutes, once or twice a week, just to bring in the fun into it. Because again, as women, one thing I hear women say when I ask them, why do you not strength train or why do you not work out? And the answer I usually get is boring. And I understand that it is boring, but you gotta bring the fun into your fitness, And that fun into your fitness prescription is going to help you reshape and transform your body mass and your body fat. And it's the only exercise, only activity that actually does help to decrease body fat and improve muscle mass. And at one point or another, you may start out at a low weight, and then over time, progressing with your workouts, increase your weight that you're lifting heavier. You may start out with 5 pounds and progress it up over time. But that is the progression of improving muscle density. As you improve muscle density, you're going to get stronger. And that happens even by accident, assuming you are strength training. If you are engaging in interval workouts, whether that looks like CrossFit, Orange Theory, interval training, circuit training, even boot camp for that matter, where you're keeping your heart rate at that high intensity, where you're in more of an aerobic state versus an anaerobic state, your body does not get the rest it needs so it can recover. So it's so important to know your prescription plan based on your specific why you are in the gym. Whether your gym is actually in a gym environment, or you work out at home, or you work out in the park, wherever it is that you are engaging and structurally moving your body based on repetition and consistently, minimum once a week, maximum depending on your prescription plan. And in theory, the guidelines, the American Heart Association does suggest that you do focus on a total body workout 3 times a week to gain the benefits that you were looking for. I actually suggest, as long as you're getting your total body workout in at least once a week, but it's consistent every week, you will get the results you are looking for. But it has to be consistent, and there has to be some rest period between each exercise that you do to allow the body to recover to get the results you're looking to get. So as I said earlier, if you are over 40, a woman or man by referral, and you do want to discover what your prescription plan looks like, I invite you to take advantage of a 15-minute complimentary self-growth discovery session. You can reach out to me. My email is healingwithin76@gmail.com. Let's have a conversation. Let's discover where your prescription plan is right now, what's involved with it, and then let's shift it a little bit and get that strength training going into your regimen so you can start to see the results you're looking to see. And after all, when we think about it, we're literally, today's what, the 17th? We're 3 days away from spring. Now, the way I see it with strength training, this is not about let's do a challenge to get yourself where you want to be by time spring gets here or summer, but it definitely is a great way to get you started. So you could definitely take advantage of what we call spring training. Spring train, spring yourself ready for summer and whatever that looks like for you. If you would love to take advantage of getting yourself on board and more defined into your strength training prescription plan, once again, go ahead, email healingwithin76@gmail.com, schedule you up a 15-minute complimentary discovery session, and get you on your way so you too can start leaning up, become more firm, stronger, and feel more confident in the body you are in. So for today, this was all about strength training versus interval training and cardio, and the difference between. And just knowing that your strength training activities require rest after each set. After each set, the set can consist of anywhere from max 8 to 10 repetitions and lowering the repetitions down after each set, depending on how many sets you choose to do. The weight will increase. Your rest periods, I recommend about 1.5 minutes, and they should be timed so you know that you're resting 1.5 minutes before you dive into that next set, so you can fully recover and be ready to go. And that is going to be how you're going to get the results you are looking for, as opposed to interval training where you're jumping from one thing to the other with very little rest period, if any, keeping your heart rate high, which then makes it more of an aerobic activity versus strength training activity. I thank you for being here with me, and I know there's a handful of you who are watching with me right now. So just for the sake of it, I see that I do have comments. I will come back and read those comments and respond if there's anyone who left questions. But I do thank you for being here with me tonight. And as I mentioned earlier, this is part 1 of 3 conversations that I will be having with you. I will come back and share with you part 2, which is about fueling and feeding your body. In order to get the results that you are looking to get when you are strength training, you do need to fuel and feed your body. There's certain times that are extremely important in reference to making sure you're getting the progress you're looking to get based on the timing of fueling and feeding. So that will be part 2. And then of course, part 3 is going to be about releasing weight versus losing weight. And that's one of my favorite conversations. And I do hope that you will join me for those as well. Till next time, again, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck, And note that I have been in the field. I have been in the health, fitness, and wellness industry for 35 plus years, and the healing industry for 15 plus years. And I do blend the physical and the mystical world together. And I do provide you tools that include mystical medicine. So you can begin to heal from within. And that you would love to connect with me, learn a little bit about your prescription plan, I invite you to do so. Go ahead and redeem your 15-minute complimentary self-growth discovery session by emailing healingwithin76@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, bye-bye for now. Record that. Oh no, I did not record that. Oh my goodness.